Hey YouTube, so this is my first attempt at a raised garden bed. This one is 14 inches tall. I built it by watching some other videos and changed a few things, added a little bit here and there. So I thought I'd give you a quick rundown on it. The base is made out of actual 2x4s that are treated. You can see them there underneath the cedar. I'll give you a better picture here in a minute. The top portion is actually cedar fencing, like a privacy fence like you got back there. That comes in 6-foot sections. So as you can see, I just splice it right there, right over there. Cut the stuff vertical, the metal around the edges, you can see. That way you've got more strength. If those lines run horizontal, it's a lot more likely to bulge out or blow out on you. You can see where it's spliced together in places. I just used outdoor deck screws to connect that to the 2x4 underneath. This board on top right here, actually, where's that? Right here. I left a 1/4 inch lap over where the 2x4 is actually a 1/4 of an inch up underneath it, and then on this side I've got 3/4 of an inch of a lap. It does a couple of things. One, it makes it look nicer. I had to cut like an inch off of the sides of the boards, I believe. But number one, it looks nicer. Number two, when you're building it and you want to build this thing upside down, actually when you build it, I'll show you that here in a second. By having this little bit of lap over it, it allows you to just set the metal on the cedar that's lapping over just a little bit. Help keep everything nice and straight, so you can see how it kind of fits up underneath it. Okay, here we got a little better look of actually how you put it together. As you can see, I've got my 2x4s. This one is 8 foot long by 3 foot 6 inches. So that's just about how far I can reach to the center of it from each side comfortably. As you can see, my cedar overlaps 3/4 of an inch there. It also overlaps 1/4 of an inch on the inside there, so that corrugated steel sets on it. Now right here, you can see I pop riveted this stuff together just to help it stay there. I guess you could use sheet screws or something, but I like to pop rivet, put a little washer on the back side of it to help keep it from pulling or wiggling through. And you see the same thing right there. Connected my 2x4s, as you can see I've got 2 screws in right there. Those are, I believe, 3.5 inches long. Put 2 in on that side, 2 in on this side, done that all the way around. Seems to be plenty strong. As for my corner pieces, a lot of people just use metal flashing. It's this little 3 inch by 3 inch piece. It's just screwed to the inside with 2 screws. Flashing is awful thin. I want something a little stronger, because when you flip this thing up to turn it over, it's going to put a little pressure on it. Plus, it's going to have a load of dirt in it trying to push out. So what I found was some galvanized rain gutters. And although it had more size than needed, it was actually like that, just making a gutter. I took my saw and just ripped it right down the center. Gave me a nice little 3x3 piece, quite a bit thicker than the thin metal a lot of people use. And I use that on my corners. That flashing is really thin. As for the corrugated steel, I bought all this stuff at Lowe's. I cut mine with a 4-inch cutoff wheel, a 4.5 inch cutoff wheel. This stuff is really thin, cuts really easy. You could even use a pair of shears. I don't think that would be any issue at all. Or a Dremel tool with one of those big cutting wheels on it. I think that'd probably work fine too, be a little bit slower. But here you can see the how my cedar overlaps my 2x4 on the inside and outside. Just a little bit on the inside so that steel has got something to sit on. A couple of caveats on this. The overall width from outside to outside is 4 foot 3 inches from the outside cedar board. That ended up being just about perfect, because that's just about as far as my arms will reach, so I can actually stand in the center of this thing and pick it up myself and carry it wherever I want. If it was another 3 or 4 inches wider, I'd have to have some help. As for my cedar boards, I think I mentioned that these actually come in 6-foot lengths. I cut it in the center. I could have run an 8-foot piece or a 6-foot piece and a 2-foot piece, but then it would have looked kind of odd with a short piece and a long piece. So it may have cost me 1 extra board to do it this way, but I think it just looks more balanced. I'm ADHD like that sometimes, I guess. Here you can see my screws where I screwed the cedar directly into the 2x4 that's underneath it. Pretty basic stuff, guys. I'm gonna try and build about 3 more of these before spring hits. Wish me luck.